building an efficient FP&A team, what's most important with respect to people? Is it hiring the right people, developing the team skills, fostering teamwork, change management, or people management, or something else? Who wants to go first?
And I can start, because hiring the right people has been key for us as we've really ramped up and added a large number of individuals to our team. And the first thing that we needed to look for is, what do we need? What we have to know first and foremost, what do we really need? Where are there gaps in the organization? We've talked about data ninjas. We may have some data ninjas on the team, but we need more communicators or collaborators to work with the business partners. So where are there gaps in the skill set of the employees that I have, and where can I go find that to help bridge those gaps on there? And then whenever I'm looking to bring people in or interviewing them, I'm looking for that curiosity. I think we kind of touched on it yesterday, that passion, right? Like, you look for someone that has passion. I also look for that curiosity. Like, with us, we're more of a startup, so we don't have processes and policies and dashboards and everything in place. You want it, you got to go make it. You got to start from scratch, and you got to be able to make that for it. So having that curiosity and wanting to understand and create order in the disorder, right, is key. And then the last thing I would say is that really look for someone that can, that they've got enough experience that they can lean back and they know what good looks like. So for us, since we don't have that structure in place right now, they can lean on their experience to be able to identify and put in place what good looks like.
Yeah, I would say the caveat on what Gina was saying, first you have to know what you want or what you need, whether you have internal resources to help guide you, or whether you lean on an external resource, mentor, someone, consultant, et cetera, to kind of guide you to, here's what you should be doing, here's what you should be monitoring, here's best practices for your industry. And then I think also people in the sense of just having a board or a management team or someone that's going to hold everyone accountable, because you could have the best people, the best ideas, best technology, best everything. But if no one's holding anyone accountable, it just kind of, it gets lost by the wayside, and then it's like, what's the next new shiny object that everyone's going to focus on, this next month?
So more from a leadership perspective, you're thinking is where you would start people-wise, making sure they've got some accountability and some direction.
I think that's the carry through. First you have to execute, and then you have to carry through. So making sure that all the stakeholders are being asked what their numbers are. How are you doing budget versus actual, every week, every month? If you
How's that driving our efficiency of FP&A?
I think it helps drive user adoption and process improvement, because if people aren't held accountable, nobody's talking about it, who cares if you have a budget? Right.
So you're talking about accountability of the departments that are
correct.
Yeah, we're using the numbers to show. Okay.
And certainly having technology or having ways where stakeholders can have bidirectional feedback, so that they could easily pull the data when they want, so they're getting value out of the whole process, as well as and not just giving numbers. They're oftentimes stakeholders are asked to give up their budget numbers. They give it, but they never get information back, so they don't know how they're doing month to date, quarter to date, year to date. And so it's harder to stay on plan if you don't have that visibility. And it's hard to be committed to your own numbers if you don't know how you're doing.
Okay, Perry, so people, hiring, teamwork, development, what leads to efficiency most for you?
I think I certainly start from a place of fostering team development and team cohesiveness. I mean, even to the point that Gina brings up about hiring the right people. You're never starting from zero, right? If you're hiring, you're already one. In the situation, you have to hire people that are going to fill the skill gaps and really be able to cohesively fit within how the team is intended to operate. I think that's a really important piece. I tend to focus on a couple of key soft skills that are kind of universal, things like creative problem solving, an intellectual curiosity, like a desire to actually improve and to be efficient. I think that's in building an efficient FP&A team, you have to actually look at that as a desire to be efficient from an individual perspective. I find that after that creating an environment where you're encouraging people to lean on their own diverse experiences brings a lot of new perspective to problems that we're ultimately trying to solve. If you have everybody from the same background, there's a higher probability that their answers are all going to be the same, and it creates that. It can really create a block in the cohesiveness of a team.